Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Medium by Design. Thanks for joining me on my walk. Today I have a short story about something that happened the other day, and I hope this proves that any one of us can touch somebody's life in surprising, uplifting ways, even if they're in the middle or living what we might consider a very difficult life experience, or having a difficult life experience. So I was out running errands, and I stopped in a Home Depot. And it turned out that they didn't have the thing that I needed, but I wandered the store until I wound up in the appliance section. And I was just curious, because my parents had said they had difficulty getting a new refrigerator that, with COVID, the manufacturers had laid off some people and stopped production, and now they're kind of behind. So there's actually a shortage, you might say, of refrigerators on hand. You have to wait. So I was just curious. They're in New Jersey, and I'm over here in Arizona. So I said, well, let's see if we're having the same issue. So I stopped and talked to Mike, and he's probably around 60, early 60s. And a simple habit that I have now is I ask people how their family is. How are things going? Everybody healthy? Everybody okay? It's just a question that I ask when I'm doing business with someone, just to check in and see how real people are doing in the real world, and not numbers on a graph or news on the internet. I like to check in with the real people and see what they're doing. So he proceeds to tell me that he was back working, that he had to take care of his wife. Okay? And she had some back surgery, and she is now unable to walk. And that happened 4 years ago. So this is not a happy story. And have a great day. So he's telling me this story, and the conversation got deeper and deeper. I didn't know this was gonna happen. And I started telling him about some of the experiences, but a specific experience that I have with my relationship and my connection with Jesus and healing. And he said that he had lost his faith. I thought, oh, that's why I was guided here. So I tell him the story of one of the groups that I had done, and that I had a visitation from Jesus 2 nights before, and he had done something to my hands, and he specifically said that I would help a woman in my group 2 nights from that night. So, I don't always go along with things, I'll be honest with you. It's a very interesting, surreal experience with spirit. So I tell him the story, and that woman, I still know that woman, and we just spoke yesterday and gave me an update on what she was going through and the miraculous. I try to give you some positive news, because there are some really amazing, great things happening in the world with real people, just like you and me. And that's what I hold on to. So I have to stop here because it's a little traffic. So anyway, I tell him the story. He had mentioned he lost his faith. And then he said, and now she has cancer. So this is heavy. So I try to give him encouraging words, and I gave him some idea to think about what happened, me meeting him. And I asked him, how do you think this happened? I don't need a refrigerator. You know, it was just, I just wandered in to have a conversation. And I said, you remember this moment and this conversation when you go home and you talk to your wife. And then I said, ask for the Spirit to come in. Ask Jesus, ask whoever you want that can help you in this situation. And he was crying and he was embarrassed. Typical man energy, you know, doesn't want to cry on the job, doesn't want to cry at all. And I just reminded him that that this is real life. And these things happen. You know, and this is the stuff that some of us have to get through. So I knew I could feel the Spirit on us when I was talking to him, and I knew that God, Spirit, had led me to touch this man that day, and that I could feel the influx, the tangible, physical energy of Spirit touching me, blessing him, and just rekindling his belief that something greater than him was involved in his life, in general, and to help with his wife. So this is a short video just to remind us that we're all connected, and that if we follow Spirit, we can touch people's lives in a very deep way. You, me, and everybody who's willing. You have to be open and willing, otherwise nothing happens. So have a blessed day and find out who you're here to uplift and bless today. Thanks for watching The Medium by Design. Much more to come.